Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Zach, and for today's video, I'm going to be unboxing the most recent expansion from Stonemaier Games, the Tapestry expansion, Arts and Architecture. So, if you've watched other videos on this channel, you know I've been extremely excited waiting for this one, since Tapestry was my spoiler on my top 50 games of all time, was my #1 favorite game of all time. And I'm already really loving the box cover. I think the tapestry art might be some of my favorite artwork for any game, not just for Stonemaier games. I really like the artwork and size too from Stonemaier and Wingspan as well, but there's something about tapestry that I just really find relaxing almost. You can see in there it looks like we have maybe a few hints to some of the previous games that have been done by Stonemaier Games. So that's interesting. Gets me really excited for this. And then we've got a rule book. And if anyone has played Tapestry, they know that the original rule book was only, I think, 4 pages long. So it looks like they're kind of keeping with that here. It's a very short one. We've got some civilization adjustments. If you've watched any of our Tap Talk videos, that Jesse and I most of the time will play a 2-player game of Tapestry. We typically don't play with the adjustments. We kind of just like to see what we're able to do with each civilization and then just kind of see what we think about them. But it's nice to have, because I know some people really like to try to make the game feel a little bit more balanced. It looks like we've also got an Automa Rulebook here as well. I don't think I've played a few games of Tapestry solo, but not really too many. But yeah, for all those solo gamers out there. Ooh, then we've got, been spoiled a little bit, but that's a good thing. I was so excited I wouldn't have been able to wait. So we've got the new track, it looks like, and kind of some definitions, much like the original rules, or I think it had its own sheet just like this, where it gave definitions of what each spot on each track did, which is really nice. Makes the game very easy to learn. And then kind of if you're just focusing on one track, it makes it easy to know kind of what your next steps would be. And it looks like we've got some explanations on tech cards as well, which is always nice. Ooh, got a sealed envelope here. Not using plastic. I think that's one of the things that Stonemaier Games is trying to get away from, if possible, not using the unnecessary plastic bags. Let's see here. Ooh, that's what I figured would be in here. So it looks like we've got our new civilizations. We got the collectors, which is, I really like the look of that one. It's a nice, solid look. And then we've got the Renegades. It's also an interesting looking one. We've got tanks going through some fields there with a big, huge ship in the background. Yeah, I like that one. It's nice and bright with the green colors on it. Ooh, then we got a little bit more of a blah one, and maybe, I don't know, urban planners. It kind of looks like maybe the scene from some movie or something where everything looks a little more blah or drab. I still really like the artwork. It's an interesting angle, kind of looking from the tops of the buildings. Ooh, then we got the gamblers. Ooh, I don't think you actually get to play poker with these, but that would be really, really cool if you got to, because that's probably one of my favorite card games is Texas Hold'em. But so this picture's pretty unique, I think, for Tapestry. Although I think a lot of the, especially the ones in the other expansion, Plans and Ploys, had a few unique ones as well. And then we just got a runner for Relentless. That's an interesting one. I don't know how I feel about this one. This one almost feels like it's like an advertisement or something. It's almost what this looks like. I'm surprised there's not a little Nike logo on the shoes there. But no, it definitely fits with being Relentless. So we got those. So that is, we got there 5. different civilizations. And then we've got some of the new capital city mats. And these ones, if you haven't really kept up with some of the updates and stuff, I believe they all kind of have these special things about them on the tops of them. I think they kind of tell what they do. Otherwise, they kind of say here as well. Somewhere on the mat they'll say kind of what they do, but it just kind of mixes it up a little bit. It kind of adds a little more strategy to the filling in your capital cities, I think, which I feel like I really like that because not that I'm saying it's easy to fill in your capital city, but I kind of feel like I try to fill mine in the same way each time, and I'm hoping this will kind of change that a little bit. And obviously, depending on which one I get, I think I kind of have a way I want to fill in each one kind of each time, with some being a little easier to fill in than others. But these all look interesting, and I cannot wait to try all of them out. So I've got looks like I've got 6 games of Tapestry ahead of me to try them all out. Which one looks the most interesting? This does look interesting, how these are all throughout the board. We got Canyon. Ooh, it's cactus all over there. Cacti. I do like that. It looks more western. Maybe that could go with the gamblers. I can be the gamblers on a canyon. Just about said cavern, which was the next one. This looks interesting as well. I like the little detail around the edges here. Kind of makes it feel like a cavern. We've got Cloud City, Mesa, and Swamp. I do like the lily pads, so maybe that'll be the first one I try. The old Swamp. Ooh. We're going to get into the box here. Got a nice plastic lid to keep everything in place there. Ooh, got cardboard sheets here. So you got so if you have the Plans Employees expansion, you got some tokens to put on the places of the landmark buildings on the different tracks. It looks like we got the other 3 here. It's kind of interesting. I could be wrong here, and maybe they're in there somewhere. But I know Jamie says he usually doesn't want to make people buy multiple expansions, and I was kind of wondering what he would do with that, because I wasn't sure if he was going to have these new ones, and if he did have the new ones, if he'd have the original ones also in here in case people didn't buy Plans Employees but did buy this one. So that's a little interesting. But then it looks like we've got, I'm not sure what this is for. It might be for the Automa. But then I believe these are new tracks that you can put in place of your old ones based on the new, as we'll get that and show it here. Based on the new art track, you can kind of do some of those different things. I haven't looked at it that much because I'm excited I just wanted to wait and actually play it, get the full experience from just that first time I get to play it. So haven't looked at what all these actions do and whatnot, but I think that those, if I remember right, I could be totally remembering wrong, but I believe something with those allows you to change kind of your different actions you can do, and it looks like we've got some for each, or not actions, I shouldn't say actions, but when you get your income buildings off, different rewards that you get, which I feel like is a nice change, a nice little thing that changes up the game a little bit each time. So I'm interested to trying these out as well and kind of seeing how they actually come into play. We'll see if they actually do come into play quite a bit, or if it's not really too much. So we got those, and I believe these go with the art track. See if I can get them open. Awesome. We got these open. So looks like we've got some animation, art deco. Ooh, I think Michaela will like that. Ballet. Looks like we've got a little bit of everything here. A lot of different options. I do like the art on all of these. So I can't wait to see what they all do. Then it looks like we've got some new other Tapestry cards and probably some other tech cards as well, I believe. So see what we got there. I think these are solo. These ones switch. I don't know too much. I don't remember too much about how the solo plays, but those are in there for all you solo players. Then it looks like we've got a fair amount of new Tapestry cards. So I wonder if, I think he said something about this symbol being on, if you didn't want to play with the art track, they're on those cards, so then if you get one throughout the game, you can kind of just discard it and draw your next card. That way you don't have to take out those cards before the game if you choose to not play with the art track. But I'm hoping to like the art track enough that I won't ever have to not play with it. Ooh, a lot more. A lot of this art is pretty nice and bright, which I like. I like the look of that. It's a lot. Then you get some of this. I feel like this is more of the I don't even classic Tapestry look. I feel like maybe some of the cards look a little more like this type of. It's more of a drab look in my opinion, but I mean I still like the artwork. It's just a little less bright than some other games, which isn't a bad thing. But I do like the ones that are bright. It just kind of, I think it kind of reminds me of Bunny Kingdom too, where some of the expansion cards are really nice and bright, and when you see them, you just want to draft them immediately. So that's kind of the feeling I get when I get some of these bright Tapestry cards. I'm like, oh, I just want to play that one. So yeah, it's exciting that there's some nice bright ones in there. And then it looks like if you got the Plans and Ploys expansion, there's more of these buildings that kind of can start the game by picking and then having to meet a certain requirement in order to play it throughout the game. I do like that there's a few more options now. And I also really like that a lot of the new buildings, if not all of them, I believe kind of make references back to the other Stonemaier games. So it's kind of been a year of that for Stonemaier. You've got that, and then you got Rolling Realms kind of all playing back to their other games, maybe getting ready for their 10th anniversary next year. Then we've got some new tech cards. It looks like we've got a few new interesting things. Am I remembering wrong? I feel like duct tape was in the original one. I could be totally wrong there, but duct tape seems familiar. You got microphones, oil paint. That's kind of artsy. Got public art. Ooh, nice, interesting die. Yeah, these look interesting. So I'm looking forward to playing with these. Kind of mix up. I feel like we get a lot of the same. Once you play Tapestry quite a bit, you get to see a lot of the same tech and Tapestry cards. So whenever you can get an expansion, kind of add a few more of those. I feel like that's a really nice thing, at least to me. I like when there's when you play it and then you get something new that you haven't really been able to use or have seen before. Now we got the new 20-sided die, which also has the new art track included. I'm a little disappointed. Originally, when I bought Tapestry, the base version of it, I ended up just buying the extra sets of dice, and this time they didn't have that many available, so I'm on the wait list. So hopefully, sooner than later, we will get those. But I'm guessing, with the current state of things, it'll probably be waiting a little while for those. But one will work. But it is nice. I've been spoiled now. It is nice to have your own sets of dice. So it looks like we've got new cubes. Played Tapestry. These are the same types of cubes as we had before. Guessing it's to kind of go along with the art track and maybe some other things in Tapestry. So just nice to add a few more of those. And then last but not least, we got a good amount in this box, which I really like. Like I said, Tapestry is my favorite game, so I'll take as much Tapestry related stuff as I can. So first off, we've got the bridge, and I'm trying to remember what might be for Between Two Cities, I think. I can't remember exactly. I believe that's what that one is for. Then I think this is for Wingspan, kind of a birdhouse type thing. Yeah, looks really nice. And I do like, if you go check out, I'll link it in this video as well, kind of my hopes or whatever for another Tapestry expansion. And one of the things I kind of mentioned was I wanted some buildings that had maybe some different shapes than we had had before, and lo and behold, that's one of the things that this expansion has. Is it has a lot of these buildings with kind of a one sticking out to kind of fill in some of those areas that in the past I feel like I filled in with kind of the different buildings or the income buildings. Whenever I got those off, I'd fill in those hard to reach spots right away since there weren't really many buildings that filled those in otherwise. Yeah, that looks nice. I think that's viticulture. I believe this is Charterstone, little pumpkin house. It's pretty nice looking. We got the windmill, which I think features in quite a few of the Stonemaier games, so I'm really liking that. Looks really nice. I'm hoping I get to play that in the first game that I play with this expansion. Ooh, and then I think this is kind of a nod to My Little Scythe and then Between Two Castles. So it's kind of a combination of the two, because I think that's like a portal. I haven't played My Little Scythe too many times, or I think it's only been like once that I've played it, maybe twice. So I'm not exactly, I can't remember exactly how that works in the game, but I believe that's what he said. This looks like a pretty big landmark here, so maybe there's a spot on a map that fits this perfectly. That'd be really satisfying if there is. And we've got Pendulum the Clock. It's a nice solid one. Stands pretty tall. Might be one of the starting ones on the art track, I'm guessing, because it's got the 2x2, which is kind of what's done on the other tracks for the first building. And lastly, we've got Euphoria. So we've just got this bright building here. Or kind of orange-red, kind of euphoric type building. Yeah, opening this up gets me extremely excited. I almost want to just break out Tapestry and play right now, and maybe play it multiple times in a row. But I don't know if I'll get to do that tonight. But I will definitely be playing this as soon as I possibly can. My favorite thing in this is probably, I do like the new buildings that nod back to, and that was another thing I think I mentioned in that video, is I wanted, I can't remember if it was Civilizations possibly, to nod back to former games of Stonemeier's, and so they kind of went with that, but not quite. But I was close with my hope, and that definitely fulfills that. But otherwise, like I said, I really like new tech cards, new Tapestry cards. But I'm trying to think what'll be my favorite part of this. It's either going to be, I think, the new art track, which is going to be pretty awesome, I think. Or it might even, I don't know if it'll be the favorite for most people, but these capital cities might be my favorite thing from this game. We'll have to see once I get some plays in, but I'm really excited about what these, how these will change up the capital city, because that's probably one of my favorite parts about Tapestry. But yeah, that is everything inside the box of Tapestry Arts and Architectures. Yeah. So if you're wondering what was in there, if you should get it, I haven't even played it, but I definitely recommend it if you love the game of Tapestry. And even if not, you might as well just buy the base game of Tapestry and get both the expansions, because I just really, really love them. It's my favorite game, probably by far, right now. So if you have any further questions about this or anything with Tapestry, definitely leave a comment below. Otherwise, you can check out, we have a decent amount of content on Tapestry. Not really gameplay of it, but I'm hoping to do that maybe in the future. So definitely, if you feel like it, definitely subscribe and like this as well. And you can see maybe in the future we will talk about what our favorite things are in Tapestry Arts and Architecture. But otherwise, I will see you next time. And as always, don't forget to keep on nibbling.